calf is 4 to 6 weeks. Minor strain of your calf is going to be 1 to 2 weeks. We're already past 3 weeks. Next week, if they decide to play him in game number 4, it will be in that 4-week window. Now, the calf won't be 100% healed. And there's a reason why he hadn't been on the court, because the inability for him to be able to lift, to be able to jump, and to be able to recover. So not only has he not been on the court, and my only thing a little bit different than yours, I think he gets on the court their next practice. He either gets on the court today or he gets on the court tomorrow. He doesn't get on the court after game number 2, because I just believe if they're already saying that he's predicting on a certain day, the week from today, he's going to be playing, he's got to get on the court right now. So I expect that. I don't expect Kevin Durant to be the Kevin Durant that was getting 34. So which Kevin Durant do we get as an offensive player? Which Kevin Durant do we get as a defensive player? And let's not forget the all-impending free agency. How much am I willing to risk my career to try to three-peat or risk myself getting another injury? You are right. The calf is connected to a lot of things, but more importantly, the Achilles injury. And that is the #1 injury for a basketball player that he is trying to avoid. He avoided it when he strained his calf, but you can't think that it's not in the back of his mind, hurting myself before free agency.
So does Kerr change up the way he uses Kevin Durant based on the fact that he most likely won't be 100%? Is it maybe less open shooting, maybe more on deep? I mean, do you change your approach with Kevin Durant?
What you change is the number of minutes he plays, and maybe the idea of him guarding Kawhi Leonard, as I think he would have primarily if he had never been hurt. Maybe you say, you know what, if he's only going to be able to play 20 to 25 minutes to start, let's save most of his energy for the offensive end. Let's keep doing what we're doing with Kawhi, which is the trapping. Or if between now and then they find another way to guard Kawhi Leonard. Asking Kevin Durant, they're not going to bring him off the bench. I know that. Listen, Kevin Durant's going to start every game of his NBA career moving forward unless he does play till year 20, like some people speculate he might. You don't do that. Even if he's going to play the minutes of a reserve, he's going to be a starter. You're not going to ever bring Kevin Durant off the bench. But what it means is Jonas Jerebko's not going to get 7 minutes, and Quinn Cook's not going to get 9 minutes, and Sean Livingston is going to play, but maybe not going to get 17 minutes. You're going to have guys that Jerebko will be out of the rotation. Quinn Cook's minutes will be halved. Sean Livingston's minutes will be cut down by 4 or 5, and you can have at least 2 of Steph, Clay, and KD on the court at all times instead of just 1 of Steph and Clay on the court at all times.
One thing I want to look at, too, is he is a strict jump shooter. And I want to see how his jump shot is affected by having a strained calf. We know he had been a month since he had been on the court. So now when he gets on the court, is his jump shot. He's not a set shot shooter. He's not a guy you can just put in the corner. You get it, he can knock it down. Ray Allen or something. He lifts off the ground on every shot. It's a huge part of his game, even though he's got those skinny legs. What type of defender is he? What type of offensive player is he? So before I start saying, oh, this guy's not going to play, this guy's not going to play, we don't know what speed Kevin Durant's at. We are in the NBA Finals. The most intense basketball that you will ever see. Is Kevin Durant's body prepared for that? And I don't think, and I saw this in Giannis and I saw this in Ben Simmons, Kawhi at 6'7", even though they have the height advantage and weight advantage, Kawhi manhandled them. He knocked them up under the bucket on a regular basis. Now, Kevin Durant, with a bad leg, can he guard Kawhi, and how strong Kawhi can be, especially in trying to attack the bucket?
If the Warriors rather end up down 0-2 going back to Oracle, what kind of significant changes is Steve Kerr going to have to make?
Well, so let's just, for the games where KD's not playing is what you're talking about, right? Because the biggest change will be KD coming back. If they go down 0-2, I got to see how that happens, because I don't think they should change the way they guarded Kawhi. I think they are happy with how they guarded Kawhi. The Warriors lost last night for 2 primary reasons. 1, Pascal Siakam had the game of his life, and credit to him. Third-year player, a guy they drafted with he and OG Anunoby, pardon me. They drafted both of those players in mind. We're always going to have to go through LeBron. Let's get long defenders that can bother LeBron. LeBron's now gone, and Pascal has blossomed. He's going to win Most Improved Player in the league this year, I believe, and he's showing you that he can pop for big offensive nights. He had the best night of his career last night. Not the most points he's ever scored, but a top 5 scoring night of his career, and he did it on only 17 shots. And the other reason the Warriors lost that game is because they were not ready on either side of the ball for the intensity the Raptors were going to bring. They were not ready for the Raptors' half-court defensive intensity, and they were not ready for the Raptors to say, we are not afraid to get out and run when there are opportune times, even after makes. You saw the Warriors getting beat in transition. Steve Kerr mentioned it after the first quarter, and then the Warriors never got better at it. The Warriors were not in what I believe to be NBA Finals readiness, NBA Finals mentality. They seem to be suffering from something we had seen Cleveland suffer from over the last few years, which is you roll through your side of the bracket. The other team has a bit of a fight like the Warriors did in 16 against the Thunder and in 18 against the Rockets. They are ready to go, and you are easing yourself into it. This was the first time we've seen the Warriors fall victim to that.
I believe that Toronto is a tough matchup. I believe it's the toughest matchup outside of them trying to defend LeBron. But the way the team in Toronto and the way the team is put together, it's a tougher matchup for them. It's definitely the best defensive team. I believe they're going to lose game number 2, and I believe it's going to put more pressure on Kevin Durant to try to rush back, to be able to get into the lineup, to be able to help them get this series back to even. So, man, this is big-time news, and it's a lot of pressure on Kevin Durant. The impending free agency and how he was playing basketball before he got hurt. Can he play injured? There's a lot of guys that get injuries, but there's not a lot of guys that can play injured. Boogie Cousins, is it fair? Did he have the conditioning? He can't play injured at a high level. Everyone can't do this, and I'm not willing to appropriate it. I want to see Kevin Durant. I want to see him play in a pressure-packed final with a torn calf, and he's rushing himself to get back into the lineup.
And if this news is right, and Chris Haynes, by the way, does podcasts with Kevin Durant, clearly has a relationship with Kevin Durant. If anyone's going to report Kevin Durant news, I trust Chris Haynes above everybody else. And so if he's reporting it could be game 3, it's likely going to be game 4, you can pretty much write that in stone unless KD has some type of setback. You mentioned if they fall down 0-2. The only people that should be rooting for the Warriors to not fall down 0-2 as much as Warrior fans are New York Knicks fans who have been excited and ready and waiting for Kevin Durant this offseason. If the Warriors fall down 0-2 and then he comes back and saves the day, all of the free agency plans that we've been talking about all year long, that could be the seismic event that changes things. That could be the event that makes Kevin Durant have a moment and say, okay, are they going to say they don't need me now? You lost the finals without me. You won 2 with me. You were down 0-2 without me. I came back and we won the whole thing, if that's how this goes. So, obviously, Raptor fans, Warrior fans, the whole NBA world's going to be watching game number 2. For New York Knicks fans or Clipper fans, whomever thinks they could get Kevin Durant, that is an enormous game for their potential to steal Kevin Durant away from Golden State.
If you're a fan of the show, you're going to realize I totally disagree with Nick. I believe Kevin Durant's leaving no matter what, win or lose, and it would prove out his final point that he said, I know this team is better with me. Everyone on this team knows I'm better with me. And I just proved it to you. And if they were able to come back from a 2-0 deficit, it's probably likely that Kevin Durant will be the MVP for the 3rd straight year. And he is packing his bags and he is out of there.
Listen, I've been saying all year that I think Kevin Durant's gone and that he's going to New York. But the reason that no one has, much like with LeBron last year, everyone seemed to know he's probably going to the Lakers. But guess what? No one broke that story. You know who broke that story? A Clutch Sports press release on Twitter, because there was always the chance, could he have a change of heart? Could something happen? This could be the set of circumstances that makes someone have a change of heart. This could be the set of circumstances that make someone say, you know what?
Why would he go back for another couple years of the same thing? Oh, this is Steph's team. Oh, man, Kevin Durant's been watching every show. He heard you say, oh, man, they're so much better. Look at this, Chris. Okay, I got these stats. They're 31-something, and man, they're a better team. They move the ball. They've been listening, man. Kevin Durant.
Okay, well, if they've been listening, they've never heard me say they're better without him. But what they are is 31-1 in their last 32.
You said the stats are unrefutable. I think that's what you said.
I promise I didn't say unrefutable because it's not a word. But I might have said irrefutable. However, what I said is without question that you can the Steph Curry is better without Kevin Durant. We know that. Their defense gets better without Kevin Durant. But the team as a whole, even though they've won 31 of 32 when Steph plays and KD doesn't, we know they're not better. They are just not invincible. With Kevin Durant, they feel invincible. Without Kevin Durant, they don't. I think Kevin Durant's leaving. The whole world thinks he's leaving. If they fall down 0-2 without him and he comes back and saves the day, then could that change things? Of course it could change things. If the flip side is, if he were to never come back and they win the title, then if he was 99.9% to leave, it becomes 100% for him to leave. I don't think that can be disregarded, that this is the type of thing, just like I think some people thought if he popped his Achilles, that could have changed his future free agency plans. If he saves the day for them, and if Chris Wright were to win a third finals MVP, could he be convinced to go for a four-peat, to play in front of that new crowd? Yeah, I think all those things could happen.
Well, the breaking news, Kevin Durant reportedly coming back this